It was a dark and stormy tabletop role-playing game. Hi everyone, my name's Philip and I'm the Parlor Master here in our game of Murder by Murder using the still-in-process Christie system created just for this Agatha Christie style mystery. Surrounding me are my wonderful players who we've all been at a table together for years and years. What a curious clue, players. I don't have a good one, sorry guys.
What?
Hi, players.
That's or hi's fine.
Hey.
What? I'm sorry. What's going on?
It's 12 kinds of messes, and they're all mine. Well, let's talk about what's been going on in this game, because we had some fun stuff last time, with some twisted turds. But what we haven't had yet in Murder by Murder is any murder.
Murder?
Or have we? We haven't. But or have we? It's all a point of view, my friends. What if the murder has already taken place? It hasn't, but what if it has? Okay, so, in our previous sessions, Dr. Austin Gordon, Lord Reginald Huntington Smythe, Baroness Sophia Esterhaus, Miss Sybil Wilson, and the immortal Ivan all arrived at Corse Court, a fine manor house on Gin Island off the south coast of Devon. They are here at the invitation of the Marquis of Plymouth, Lord Joseph Corse. Having all received invitations, they've traveled on multiple boats. Some arrived before the storm, others arrived amidst it. After being shown to their various rooms, all of which are named for and feature a small marble statue of
Lies.
a Greek deity, with one exception.
Lies.
I was going to say with one exception, but instead you cut it off and just ruined it. Just ruined it. Just like they ruined your trip by not giving you a statue.
That is a very simple thing to do.
That's a very simple thing to do. As you were also shown to your rooms, getting to know the various children of Lord Corse, including daughters Alicia, Vivian, Gladys, and son Joseph, Lord Joey, Little Lord Joey to some people. You all sort of prepared for a pre-dinner cocktail. Sybil arrived a bit late. You saw some artwork. You had some conversations. Dr. Gordon had a conversation with a dude who seemed a guy named Tom Slickett, a solicitor, who's like wants to be starting something. But this kind of the immortal Ivan had a weird conversation with the Marchioness, Lady Amelia Corse. That was interesting. Baroness Sophia suggested they hold a seance,
Excellent idea.
which might make sense to do.
Especially
But
if somebody
then,
dies.
out in the woods, or out, not in the woods, but kind of outside through the window, a car crash was witnessed by Dr. Gordon. He rushed out with Lord Reginald and Tom Slickett and Joey. Immortal Ivan did not go and help.
Of course.
Quite the gentleman. And they discovered in a car who had come in another boat later and actually fallen into the water was the daughter of Alicia Fuller, née Corse, granddaughter of, she is the daughter, so it's basically Lord Corse's granddaughter, Odette Fuller, apparently went in the water trying to come to this. She had not been invited. There's all sorts of controversy about that already, but you guys got her into the house along with a driver, just like a guy from the town. Dr. Gordon brought him in as well. And she is now recuperating upstairs. Her mother fainted, but has been sort of brought back around as well. Everything was a little goofy and weird at this point, as you know, kind of 3 or 4 of the gentlemen in their nice kind of like dressed in their white tie tuxedos are now covered in mud and rain. Dr. Gordon's case, maybe some blood. Lord Reginald, probably some blood as well. There was some blood on You Carried the Girl. But at this point, the clock struck 6. And Lord Corse made his way down the stairs and said, "It's time for dinner." It was pointed out that Odette was injured having arrived here. He said, well, she wasn't invited, so what does it matter? And he marched into the dining room, leaving... Sybil was unaware of this. I think Lord Reginald was also upstairs at this point. So they were not present. But Ivan, Sophia, and Dr. Gordon, you're just kind of all watching this. His daughter's all watching this. That's where we That's where we left off. So we will begin there in a few moments. Trying to see if there's any other things we should mention. I think we can just kind of recap, other little details that people have picked up as they come. But it is raining hard outside. The foyer is in fact in like some state of distress, given like water on the floors and mud sort of tracked in, all that sort of stuff. Everyone is down here. Both Baroness Sophia and the Marchioness are sort of sitting and kind of like, seeming to be having a fit of the vapors. I will also mention that if anybody wants to, this one's actually on our Instagram. If you go to the Long Lost Lore RPG Instagram, you can find a family tree of like this little section of the family, and the 5 of you. That was all in your email for the day. If you have not seen that, it's upon seeing it laid out, you're probably like, okay, cool, pretty simple, but just so you have it, because now you have it. It's good to have it because then you have it. Arrested Development.
Before we start, I would just like to say that I did Google how to do a seance after last week's session, because I was asked if he could do it. And there is an actual WikiHow article on how to perform a seance. And it is the funniest thing I have ever seen, and I recommend that everybody check it out.
Okay, so in other words, I think what we're saying to viewers, so what I would like to do is just to players who are not enthusiastic about a seance, and to our viewers at home, it is now possible we don't get a murder in session 3. So just everyone make your peace with that and your god. Okay. All right. Cool. Tight. So also, if you want to, you can go to our Discord. And on our Discord in the download section, you can actually see the floor plans for several floors of Corse Court. So basically, we sort of lead people here in sort of the main hall, the foyer, and Lord Corse has walked into the dining room, ready to be dining. Sybil is upstairs, sort of sitting with Odette, a friend, someone you've known a bit. And now she is kind of your neighbor, given that you are in Nemesis and she has been placed into Nyx, given that Demeter is taken by the Baroness. That's apparently her usual place to stay. Lord Reginald, you have not yet made it back downstairs at this moment. Although I think we actually will, just for dramatic purpose, we will say that you now actually do. KJ, is there an issue? Understood. All good? Okay.
It's been a fly that's been bothering me, and I almost got it just now, and I didn't. That's all that happened.
Worst.
Really sorry. That sounds awful.
I want to apologize to the coaches and the players on the team. Lord Reginald, we will say that while I'm just going to impose 6 seconds of stunned silence on Dr. Austin Gordon, Baroness Sophia Esterhaus, and the immortal Ivan, as this man just walks into there and kind of maybe some looks are exchanged. Lord Reginald, you now come to the top of the stairs leading down to the ground floor, having maybe heard a voice but not heard anything specific. I will say that as you're all standing there,
Does he notice me?
he did not notice you.
Is everyone just standing there looking at him?
Yeah, everyone's, and now he's in the dining room, so everyone just seems to be like, as you kind of go half down, you see a few people in the doors of the hall, and Dr. Gordon's like on the ground with Alicia, who's kind of coming to.
Oh, he's
Baron.
already in the dining room.
He just walked into the dining room.
Arge. This is his house. He does what he wants.
Apparently.
So, yeah. So what I'm gonna do is, once she comes to, I'll help her to her feet.
Okay.
And
I must.
you okay?
Yes, of course. I'm fine. I must go to Odette.
Yeah. What room was she again? What is that? Nyx?
She is in Nyx, yes. Also, now you are kind of soft. I don't know if you could boost yourself at all. I'm very sorry.
All right. What
You're
does
no
this
longer.
lever do?
Am I wrong about that? Sorry, I'm
No,
asking.
No,
it's correct.
that is true.
I'm
What does
just
this lever
it is
do? Is it okay now?
say something else.
Test.
Sound better.
All right. Okay. So,
Hopefully.
Yeah. Hopefully.
She is up in Nyx. So if you are going to send her to Nyx, she actually probably will sort of like just sort of nod and start going. You do notice that Vivian says kind of quietly, but dinner, and she just kind of gives Vivian this look, and then, well, I might be a bit late, and then she walks upstairs. Vivian and Gladys seem to be making their way into the dining room.
And
What about Lady Horse? Amelia?
She is asking
Not
footmen
Amelia,
to,
but
she's asking footmen to help her stand, so that she can also sort of make her way into the dining room. And actually, probably Vivian comes back and will lead her mother in as well. You also hear Lord Corse saying, "Where are the blood? You're covered in mud." What? And you hear like a footman stammering, like, "Yes, sorry, my lord," you know, etc., etc. As he's kind of shouting from in the dining room.
all right. So I'm gonna. One question here.
Mhm.
Do people in this house take their shoes off when they get inside the house, or do they take it all the way to the room?
No
This
one,
is
no
Asian
one.
speaking.
Yes, in this place, these filthy, unhygienic Brits wear their shoes in. They wear their shoes in the bathtub,
How dare they?
because to not do so would be indecent.
So, all right. So
Sounds
I'm
about
gonna
right,
go back
honestly.
to my room on the first floor, tracking
You're up on
mud.
the first floor, yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
tracking mud up the stairs. The carpet is it carpet or is it? Or is
Probably
doesn't
it
matter.
carpet.
That's what the servants are for.
Yeah,
They're
the servants
already
are there to
behind
clean it,
cleaning
yeah.
up.
Yeah, if you don't track mud, you're depriving a man of an honest labor. So
Are we doing that whole argument? All right.
What
Yeah.
would they do if not for us? Coming in,
Do something
breaking
else.
mud for them.
Anyway, I'm just gonna go change out of, well, my now ruined formal wear and just into some casual clothes, I suppose, and go back downstairs with second set of boots and stuff like that.
Which
All right, so
in
you are
this
going up
era
to-
is just like a shorter tuxedo jacket, or like.
So Dr.
I'm
Gordon is
casual
going up
clothes.
to change. So Reginald, you're standing on the thing, and you see Dr. Gordon just like, Reginald, you've also already tracked plenty of mud up the thing, kind of carrying her up there. So kind of Dr. Gordon's walking past you. Immortal Ivan, Baroness Sophia, Lord Reginald, what are you all doing?
Well, I guess we might as well join them in the dining room.
Okay.
I have been summoned to the dining room. I must answer these summons, of course.
All right. So Ivan,
Are
the
you gonna-
Baroness.
Yeah, is Ivan gonna offer me his arm as a gentleman he is?
Of course.
Oh,
My
what a
young- my
nice
young
young
lady.
man.
The Marchioness, upon seeing this, will say, "Oh my, what a gentleman indeed!" As she's kind of let in by a footman, and she kind of just gives Ivan this look of like, "What a lovely thing to see." And she kind of walks in, and sits opposite her husband, who is just like, "What's taking everyone so long? This won't do." And kind of as Vivian and kind of is helping Mother in. Gladys now, Ivan, and Baroness. He says, "What's all these empty seats? Where is everyone? We'll be beginning anyway. Bring in the first course. The starters, the starters. Amuse-bouche." And sort of just whatever, food is being brought in just for those of you who are present. There are, since I think he was warning of some connectivity issues, so we're just going to say that Lord Reginald is standing at the top of the stairs.
Just loading.
Just like...
Standing at the top of the stairs buffering.
he's NPC, like, walking into a wall.
Yeah.
Kind of, like,
no. Don't you hate when your teammates get taken over by the AI?
Oh my god.
Oh, wait. He just texted me. I'm actually disappointed. Internet down, but I will go into the dining room for dinner.
Ah. Okay.
So the glitch in the dining room. It's fine.
Yeah, he goes into the dining room and just keeps walking against the wall.
He picks up the food and eats it, and then it disappears, and he picks up the same food and eats it again. His plate never gets smaller.
I'm just dying of that. That's funny. Yes. Okay, perfect. So he will go. So he joins. And Ivan, Sophia, and Lord Reginald enter the dining room. Dr. Gordon goes up to change his clothes. So, Dr. Gordon, we are not sort of focused on you because you are now alone. Because that's the policy of this game. I guess I'll also do the little spiel about this game for any people who are checking this out for the first time. If anyone is ever alone, unless it's like a bridge between two things, the camera doesn't follow them. And this means a character could be alone with an NPC, but you'll never follow one character alone for an extended time where they're just there, because that way no one knows what
mystery
anyone's
rules.
really up to. Another thing about this game is we're playing the Christie system, so it's very simple. All you got to do is hit 5. You have a variety of different sized dice, so your odds of hitting 5 on some of them are better than others. Ranging a D6 is a 1/3 chance, a D8 is a 50-50 chance, and a D12 is a 2/3 chance. For some things you're good at, you get to roll 2 dice. Whole system. Here we go. Oh, and you get aha points. Wasn't the whole system. You can add those to rolls, or you can use them to get an insight to a clue if necessary. Cool. In any case, as Dr. Green goes up, the Baroness kind of comes in and takes a seat. You notice that Lord Corse just kind of glares at Reginald and Tom Slickett, and Joey, who all come in their sort of, ruined clothes. So now basically everyone is here except for Alicia, Sybil, and Dr. Gordon. As he's kind of just looking at them and sort of, and he just begins eating very loudly. Vivian kind of picks up her stuff, and the Marchioness says, "Well, I'm sure that Odette is going to be fine. But what an unfortunate... I would like to again apologize to everyone for the weather. Ooh, Ivan and Baroness, are you just going to slurp your soup?
Oh, I'm just kind of waiting to see what happens, honestly.
Oh, no worries, my dear. I'm sure she'll be fine. We can check on her after dinner.
Oh, yes. I'm sure. Oh, little Odette. I'm sure she'll be all right. Look, Lord is just eating soup, staring at his soup, occasionally looking up. Ivan and Sophia, I think the two of you do notice. Reginald does it because he's just eating soup very mechanically. But you two both notice that Slickett is not eating his food. And he's just kind of either staring kind of unfocused at the table or occasionally turning his eyes towards Lord Corse. But he looks kind of agitated on the edge of something. At this point, up in Nyx, Sybil, you are in there. There is also a maid, so really we could have come to you before this, but sometimes the servants, we don't count them as NPCs. But at this point, there's a light knock on the door. And Alicia sort of steps in, and she looks kind of very pale, and says, oh, is she all right? And she just kind of comes in. I think you're muted.
Yeah, muted.
Speak up, dear. I can't hear. I've had an awful shock.
The doctor looked her over earlier. He said that she just needed some rest to be kept warm, but she'll likely be fine. He will probably check on her again after dinner. I don't think she's in any real danger just yet.
She just kind of goes and looks and says, she was not supposed to be here. She was... There are things she should be doing.
Perhaps she came here because she needed help.
I suspect she came here because her uncle, Joseph, Joey, invited her, knowing that probably you and Reginald would be here. Thought that would make a better bridge table, or whatever game we play these days. Whatever game we play back now in the early 1930s.
Past present.
Back now.
Back now.
But as she kind of like looks it over and says, "Well, I suppose they are having dinner now, so if you'd like to go, we can." She just kind of looks at Odette and kind of like winces at a couple of wounds and just shakes her head. She says, "Oh, this girl's going to drive me to madness."
Would you like me to ask someone to send you up some food so you don't have to go hungry either?
No, I need to be at dinner. I now need to be here for her as well. No, I need to be at dinner. Father is just unbearable under good circumstances, and with something having gone amiss, he's going to be even worse. So, by all means, come down. A ringing endorsement. Sybil, I suppose if you'd rather stay with Odette and not join us for dinner, you could.
I do believe I should at least go down and pay my respects to Lord Corse if he is indeed having dinner with everyone. After all, he is the one who invited us all, so I will go down, have something to eat, and I will come back and check on Odette and you. You
have better manners than my daughter. She just kind of looks at Odette for a few moments and shakes her head, and then if you'll go down now, she will walk down with you.
Yes. Yeah, sure.
Unless you're going to stay longer.
No, I wasn't planning on staying much longer anyways. I was gonna go down.
Okay. So she kind of...
What am I gonna do? She's asleep. I'm not a nurse.
Yeah. There's a maid with her. Like, "Don't worry, milady, I'll make sure she's fine. I'll comb her hair right up and clean the blood out of it, I will."
Is she Irish?
Oh, I'm just a humble maid, madam. I'm not Irish. Please don't flog me for being Irish. So as you and Alicia go downstairs, Dr. Gordon, are you taking any extra time? If so, text me. But if otherwise, if you're simply doing what you said,
as a joke, I'm coming out in a UC Santa Cruz shirt, just like Travolta in Pulp Fiction. Nah, I'm at the UC Oxford, or not UC, University of Oxford clothes, whatever they wear over there.
If they had
just go downstairs.
So you're not in black tie. Upon seeing you, Alicia will just say, "Oh dear," because they're coming down from the floor above you. So actually, as you pass, you see the doctor coming out of his room, wearing not dinner clothes because his are covered in blood and mud, and your clothes look like they did at the Somme. Damn it, your clothes look like they did in the hell of the trenches. 1917, France.
Now I'm just imagining a dude in a full suit in the trenches. World War.
Oh my!
You have to look good
Oh dear, another mortar shell.
I do like the idea of a battlefield doctor wearing a tuxedo, like on a battlefield. Like, well, this was the wrong.
But I'm
thing
afraid
to wear.
good chap will have to amputate.
I've got to say though, if you're in the middle of a battlefield and there's someone in a tuxedo and it's unharmed, That's the scariest
fuck with
person
him.
there. He's
Yeah.
got to be really good at what he's doing.
Yeah, there's some sense of like, who's that guy in the tuxedo? Let's give that guy a wide berth. This reminds me of the Simpsons episode where there's like a gang war going on outside of like the Simpsons house. And she's like, Homer, come on in. And he's like, no, there's that little guy there. He hasn't done anything. He's about to do something awesome.
And he comes inside and they're weird all in the back.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright.
So, Dr. Gordon,
Souls return.
Sybil, and Alicia, as you all sort of come downstairs, you sort of walk in to a fairly just quiet and boring seeming dinner. There are places for you. Lord Corse is just sitting at the head of the table, just eating, kind of grumpily. Vivian and Gladys seem to have and Joey in kind of a different way. The three of them all just seem to have kind of all right, well, let's not even talk. They're all very subdued. The Marchioness is occasionally saying, I hope you're enjoying your, oh, this is a lovely dish. Our chefs are very whatever. Ivan and Sophia are sort of sitting there, probably making polite noises. At this point, Lord Reginald stops just doing kind of just NPC style, and now he's kind of there. Reginald, the only thing you missed is, aside from just kind of weird stuff, is that Lord Corse is just eating and glaring at the food, and occasionally at you, Slicket, and Joey for being in messy tuxedos. And Slicket is not eating, just kind of looking really surly. However, Lord Corse looks up and sees what Dr. Gordon's wearing, and just goes, Don't feel the need to dress for dinner, eh, Gordon?
Well, you know how professions just follow you when even you're on holiday?
But if that's the case, why don't you have more dinnerware?
Not all of us can afford more than one formal suit, my good sir.
Angry eating. Actor choice.
And I wish I was in the high society.
Alicia sort of takes a seat, and Vivian is saying, how is she? And she says, she seems to be all right, but she kind of then gives Joey this icy look, and you do see Joey, upon hearing that, seems to relax a bit, but then this look from Alicia just kind of... I suppose, well, bit of excitement, I suppose you didn't expect to have dinner and a show, or I guess with the immortal Ivan. You did expect dinner and a show, eh? What? Oh, the immortal Ivan. Oh. Actor.
Perform. I prefer the term perform.
Is there a material difference between the two?
Yes, an actor puts on an act, but I am true of the magical kind.
Here.
The next course is brought out. Course calls for just more scotch or whatever the hell he's drinking. Now we'll go to this kind of food acting.
God,
Do nothing but
the angriest steak eater this side of Britain.
Footmen who have changed their clothing now and no longer are muddy are coming. They're doing the serving from the left style thing where they kind of hold the food and you put it onto your own plate. Lord Corse is just cutting meat, and the whole table kind of, there's a bit of a with every bite he takes. Slick.
You need to have a plate and just make the noises like they do in sketches.
Squeak, 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 squeak,
Yeah.
squeak, squeak. Yeah, exactly. But as he's just... He's just kind of eating and glaring. The Marchioness is like, yes, this is a delightful roast prepared by our chef. I'm so glad to have everyone here under one roof. And I hope there'll be no more excitement this whole weekend. The Marquess is giving her nothing. He's just nothing. It's just dead silence from him.
Yes, I would have hoped more relaxing holiday would have been great, but you gotta save lives when it comes to you, right?
Yes. And we should. And Alicia says, yes, thank you, Doctor, for. I'm so glad you were here, and you, Lord Reginald. I'm glad that the two of you were able to take action. Slicket just kind of sets down whatever utensils he was holding.
I just kind of go, and I just keep eating.
I take my drink and I just go.
And Slicket kind of looks at you, Dr. Green, or Dr. Gordon. Don't know why I call you Dr. Green every time. He looks at you, Dr. Gordon.
Mr. Freeman.
And then he kind of looks at the host. All right. Of course, what the devil have you brought us here for? Out with it! Stop stuffing your face! What is it you've brought us here for? What is it you want? Of course, just... Yes, well, I brought you here. To enjoy a nice meal on my pence. I was about to say dime, but that's not the phrase he'd use, is it? Because of England. On my 10p piece. Eat up.
Who's the monarch during this period?
Are there any sharp knives at the table, or are they all like?
What else?
Yeah, very sharp.
How far away am I sitting from the Lord?
Where do you want to be sitting?
I'll just be straight up in the middle, so I can get a good glance of everybody.
Well, make a luck roll.
All right.
Where am I sitting?
Where do you want to be sitting?
11.
Maybe next to Lady Amelia.
That sounds logical.
I would also
Ivan
like to
and
be sitting
Baroness
next
are on
to
either
Lady
side of her at the far end of the table. No
Oh,
rolls
God.
for that.
Perfect.
Reginald,
Good.
you are dead center. Dead center.
Oh, don't.
Mistake.
Oh no, is he...
Course just
I
kind
could
of
just, I
looks
could
at
just look at
Slicket,
Court, and then slick it.
and sort of says, yes, well, though I could suppose I could ask you why you would have come to this house. Slick it. He kind of laughs almost maniacally. Kind of casts these dark looks at all of you, and at this exact moment, lightning flashes behind him. And I swear, this is I know this is arch, but like not jokingly. Like he laughs, and like the five of you looking at him, like the look on Corsa's face, this kind of just like wizened, angry, nasty old man, as he's kind of like, it's like just such a flash behind in this dim dining room. He looks almost just demonic.
Bravo for her.
Even more demonic.
I guess after the lightning flash, but after he said that last line, I want to look at kind of all of the family members of his and see if they have any, like, I don't know if they look uncomfortable at him saying that or anything.
I'll tell you what. Go ahead and roll this. And before you ask, this is not the vibe check to read the extra legal element.
Mm-hmm.
But go ahead and just make an intuition roll.
Not a D20.
A D12, a D12. Although a D12 is good.
Nah.
But a D20 is better.
D20 would be
6.
6. Cool. So remember, I know that you like to get credit when it's higher, but just so you know, a 5 or higher passes, so you totally passed this check. You do get a good look at everyone as he's saying that, and like the lightning's flash again. And we'll even say that as the lightning flashes, everyone else is kind of like taken by that. But you, for some reason, have this insight of like, no. Focus on the people. And you kind of glance around, and what you notice, you asked about his family. The Marchioness looks as if, so some of these are just going to be facial expressions that you see. And you can kind
From
of
the
draw
thunder or from what he said?
From what he said. Like across from him, the Marchioness is like, oh, why must you always ruin everything? Is her vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Alicia is looking down, just uncomfortable, but kind of like composed. Gladys and Vivian are both staring directly at Tom Slickett.
Just like regular staring, or like
looking at him, like, what's going on here?
Which two?
Joey. So Vivian, daughter 2, and Gladys, daughter 3, are staring at Slickett, and Joey, little Lord Joey, is looking at. Actually, I have to roll something for Joey. Because Joey's in all sorts of directions here. Alright. Joey is looking at his father. Looking at Lord Corse, just kind of almost with the same look of fear that you would suspect are on the faces of the other guests you've glanced over. Slickett is staring right at Corse. Corse is like, ha ha ha! Joey's looking at Corse. The daughters are looking at Slickett, except for Alicia, who's looking down. And the other guests are all looking at Corse. That is what you notice. When the lightning subsides, Corse just kind of smirks. Stabs a giant piece of just gristle. Just... goes into silence. The Marchioness kind of makes a couple of tuts. Says something about, perhaps the weather will be better tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Oh.
Big flair for the dramatics, huh?
I would almost be impressed if it weren't for the circumstances.
If it weren't for what?
The circumstances.
So, actor, you here to act?
I am at your humble command, my sir. My good sir. Wherever I go, the performance follows. You need only say the word.
Perform, then. Do something.
I've got a request. On that note, can you perform the Scottish play?
Oh,
is that the name of it, or is there only one play from Scotland?
It's bad luck to say Macbeth, the actual name. Exactly.
you can't say that name.
I cannot say it. So they have to use euphemisms for it.
You already said it.
That's out of character. Ka can
No,
say
I mean,
something.
I knew. I mean,
Oh. All right.
No one
I
is
didn't
not
know.
allowed.
Ivan stands up from his chair with a flourish of his cape and starts to, with beautiful enunciation, recite "Out damn spot," the soliloquy from the Scottish play.
Very good. Go ahead and do a,
Stage presence.
yeah, I think, well, your stage presence, that's for like pure like escape artistry. Oh no, stage presence. Yes, I'm so sorry. Different thing. That's a physicality.
Separate thing as escape artist. Yeah.
Do your do your stage presence.
He uses stage presence to escape? Damn, he's good.
Just 7.
A 7. Or they both over 5?
No.
Understood. So you manage to recite this cursed play. You're doing the
Oh wait, I rolled the wrong dice. Give me a second.
2d8.
That's an 8. Okay.
Okay.
That was both over 1.
Perfect. So you
I believe
You're-
that's an A+.
We're not gonna let that go, are we?
pass fail. It's binary. It
The
is
top of the class, right?
There's no
top of the class.
If
He has the
this were a
highest pass.
contest, Ivan would. be
Congratulations, you're in the part of the class that passed.
Pass
That's
plus, I believe.
winning. Plus. Like Disney
Pass plus.
but
Can I please
yourself.
have a pass plus? A pass plus seems
Yeah.
like something they make you buy at Disneyland now.
Yeah.
You see that kid with 50% that passed? You're with him.
Yeah. So Ivan, you were doing the out damn spot monologue specifically?
Indeed, yes.
The Lady Macbeth monologue? Okay.
Is it with the accent?
Of course, it's with the accent.
Yeah. it's fine.
He's not dropping that.
All right. Act 5, Scene 1. Is that scene then? All right.
Foreshadowing.
Oh god,
Um,
no. I hope not.
As you finish saying, yet who would have thought the old man to have had so much blood in him?
I did speak his words.
Lightning strikes again. Out of the window. The Marchioness says, "Oh my, what a lovely performance!"
Yeah, indeed.
Gladys and Vivian are kind of watching what they seem nervous, and Slicket has torn his focus away from the old man and is now just staring at you. Like, what the hell are you doing here?
Me?
Yeah.
Is he staring at me?
What's he got on you? Are you being blackmailed?
The snake is just asking this to me, right?
Yeah.
My good friend, there is nothing upon me but the magic of the theater.
What about the rest of you,
I've
damn
been
you?
called.
He's not engaging.
Yeah.
Calls out to the other guests, just looking from Sybil to Sophia to Lord Reginald. Well,
I just whispered to Lady Amelia that man is very disturbed, I'm afraid.
yes.
Um,
Oh,
what,
I'm
what
really
a
not sure.
unpleasant
I'm really
um,
not sure what he's
display.
doing here. Please,
Were
sir.
you blackmailed to come here?
He kind of just turns to you and just. And he then stands up, throws down his napkin, walks out of the room.
Oh. Well,
Is anyone in the mood for an encore?
no. Maybe
Yes,
some
yes,
dessert,
yes.
dessert instead would be nice.
The salad course will come next, then cheese, then dessert. But yes, sort of the subsequent meals come. I will say that Sybil, because you were already looking for it a little bit, when this man leaves, the shoulders of both Vivian and Gladys relax half a centimeter. They're still on edge, but that was like okay, well at least kind of that vibe. Some tension is gone. And I will certainly say that though the mood remains like menacing in here with just this mean dude eating food at the table, there's definitely there's no longer like outright antagonism the way there had been.
Lord Course, it seems your guest, Mr. Slicket, is very on edge for this trip and very uncomfortable to be here.
Yes. Yes, it does, doesn't it? Anyone care to explain why? Lord Joey says, I certainly can't explain why. I've never met anyone named Slicket in my life before tonight. Is he a solicitor of yours, father? He says, you should know my affairs better than that, boy.
Insight check. No, I'm just kidding.
You can if you want to.
Do you know what? Sure.
Roll an
Just for shits
intuition.
and giggles. I think
It's a D6 for you,
D6?
but roll it.
Is solicitor in this context just like, I guess, like a business partner?
Well,
Or...
it's in the UK there are two kinds of lawyers basically. A barrister is someone who actually like argues a case in court, and a solicitor is someone who just kind of does law paperwork.
Okay.
That's two.
So yeah, Reginald, you
have 3 aha points if you want.
you could spend all your aha points on this, but you don't.
No.
As far as you can tell, Lord Joey's never lied. He's too busy just out there with you. You guys are just
Living our best lives.
living your best lives.
Hashtag squad goals.
Pretty much.
Well,
Photos of them doing the sorority squat.
Somewhere there's a montage of all the stuff we've done.
anyway, I'm just gonna turn to Lord Course and say, well, it appears you're in high. What is it?
Spirits.
High
Dudgeon?
spirits. Yes.
What
I
did he say?
assume.
Dudgeon.
I
High
think he-
dudgeon, it's like when angry.
But you're saying high spirits, so yeah.
High spirits, yes. I take it your health has been well, considering your age. And he's like in the 70s, right?
Oh, yes. Yes. My heart's beating. I can hear it.
That doesn't sound very healthy. You shouldn't be able to hear your own heart.
No, when
You
I
need to
listen,
take a look at you.
I listen, you imbecile. Go ahead. He lets you. He like leans across and like lets you like take his pulse. Strong.
Feeling on that deep as it.
He does seem to be in good health.
Yeah. I'm doing all
And it
that
doesn't.
stuff. Okay.
Alicia says, I would like to ask everyone to just, please just let us, try to enjoy ourselves. I know that things have been a bit, wild since you've arrived, and the weather certainly is not happening. Oh, I'm so sorry about the weather. And, Vivian says, yes, please, we apologize for the weather. And Gladys says, yes, the weather, it's awful. We're so sorry about the weather.
Is that just a
I
British
look
thing?
at Sybil and like,
I mean, I'm from Scotland. Is that a thing that just only happens in England?
No, apologizing for the weather?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really only rich people for some whatever the deal
All
is.
right.
I don't have anything else to talk about.
Joey kind of will say, well, I'm sorry about her not being in good condition, but I am glad Odette's here, and this means for the rest of the weekend. And suddenly slams his hand on the table, and everyone's like, silverware and dishes shake, and Lord Course just glares at Joey, says, no. Her presence here has inconvenienced things, boy. Was this your doing, inviting her, so you hadn't been invited to the weekend? And he says, yes, Father. I just thought that. Well, stop thinking. It only gets you in trouble. You don't have the mind for it.
Lord Course, it seems that if Odette's presence is an inconvenience, that you have a plan for the weekend? The invitation seemed to be lacking on details on that.
Wilson is your name. Yes, I know who you are.
Wilson. The last name is Wilson?
Yes,
Yes.
but your
on that-
Hetterlings, sort of problem now, right?
What is a Hetterling?
Hetterling is the name
That's
of
your
her
father.
stepfather.
God, thank you! I knew that. Yeah.
That's who your
What was the
mother
question?
married.
He's
Zoned
just-
out after I didn't know what
he's
the
just-
word was.
He's just identifying.
Sorry, I always just call him Todd. I forget.
Yeah. Instead of your Heralding's problem now.
He's like, your Hetterling's He's like, I know who you are. Your Hetterling's new problem. Stabs lettuce, eats salad.
Yes. On that note,
Is that how he's introducing me as of late? I haven't heard that one.
My plan for the weekend is to conduct my affairs but to show off my unbridled hospitality. And kind of little pieces of lettuce are sort of spewed forth as he sort of says that across the table, at all of you. His salad fork up, kind of threateningly. So, you're all very lucky to be here.
Yes, on that I'm very grateful.
Does Odette not deserve your unbridled hospitality?
I must
then
ask.
turns-
how
I'm
are we
looking at her
celebrating?
mom.
Is it someone's birthday?
He just turns his merciless eye to you. You're looking at her mom. Make another intuition roll.
Get my cup out.
That is a 10.
A 10. So a pass.
A B plus. A B
five.
plus.
So it's a 5 or higher. So it's the
I also accept an A minus, but
So it's the exact a 10 and a 5.
Use an
and
extra
this is
credit
virtually
to
the same
round out.
thing.
no. I mean, I'm like, I guess
It's
second
C
in
or an
class
F, doesn't
after
matter.
Ivan, but like top 2, clearly.
Oh my god! This is the only system I ever want to play with you in forever. just a binary system.
How well do I
which
succeed? You succeed.
You do. You're like, but how much better did I do than Jeremy? So
That tracks. Yeah.
he
Yeah, but
kind
I
of
found it first, right? I found the clue before he did. I saw it before he did.
But my 10 on finding the clue means I'm like rubbing it in his fucking face.
Wait, but would the numbers actually matter in something contested?
In contested things, we don't have a system for it because that's not something that'll happen in this game. Because it's all.
Oh,
just-
really?
It's,
We'll find a
yes.
way.
We'll-
Yeah, I'm just like, oh,
That
well,
sounds
what?
like
Find a way to add PvP
Yeah.
into this purely
Contest-
cooperative game.
All right then.
We'll figure it out. So
Not
as
only
he
do
sort
we
of
screw up the game. Oh, go
as he
ahead.
sort of turns to you, Lord Reginald, and just glares at you and says, Actually, after all of that, I even forget what did you just say that made him glare at you? I don't even remember.
Does Odette deserve his hospitality?
Does Odette not also deserve his unbridled hospitality?
Odette. Odette is my granddaughter. So, she's getting far more than most people in this world can ever hope to have, isn't she? In answer to your intuition roll, Alicia looks very conflicted right now. She is protective of Odette and also furious with her. So there's kind of just this, like, she's not leaping to her defense because she's really mad. So she's a mixture of anger and concern, all with being, like, the most together person at the table. Aside from any of you who are more together. But he just kind of looks at you.
I'm pretty together about this. I've had drill sergeants who are worse than this guy.
He sort of sits back and says, "And why did you all come here? None of you seem to be particularly excited or grateful to be here."
Well, that is the question here, isn't it? Are we celebrating someone's wedding? Bar mitzvah?
Bar Watzva?
No, not a wedding.
The cheese course is brought in. Actually, does cheese may go after dessert?
Because when you want it to go.
Because we're Lord Chorus wants to do that.
Oh, yes. It is before dessert. Perfect. So, cheese is brought out to you all. Very fancy cheeses. He just takes some cheeses. Says, "No, the blue moldy one." Tell me why you're here, damn it. I want to hear it.
Who's he saying this to?
Kinda just looking at everyone.
I need to see my dear friend, Lady
Yes.
Amelia.
Yeah, you're not my friend, you're her friend.
Yes, that is correct.
Baroness from... Like you, I'm hungry. Get
I
it?
don't understand.
Ah! Never mind. The dessert course follows pretty directly from this. He's in sort of an angry mood. The dessert is actually very nice. So well, sort of, kind of the pudding, as it were, that is brought out to you. A dog barks and rushes across. Who let the dog out? Yeah, ruff, ruff, ruff.
Rabble, rabble, rabble.
Yeah,
As you all, as you have your desserts, Vivian and Gladys are sort of just sort of like just kind of looking at kind of just seeming a little awkward, and Vivian actually like drops like spills a bit of her food, and there's a clamor, and he goes, Vivian, those curses. And then he turns to he looks at Ivan for a second, goes, then he turns to Lord Reginald and kind of gets this mean grin and goes, you, how do you fancy older women? Got a pair of daughters here, I wouldn't mind getting taken off my hands. And Alicia says, Father, please. And Vivian and Gladys both look nervous. And the Martinez says, well, and Gladys is still married, oh my. He's like, yeah, oh, that's true. Gladys is still married. What about the older one? She your type, Arlington Smythe? And Vivian is just kind of like looking like really uncomfortable and sort of like just sad and staring into the.
I'll just be like, sure, Lord Course. All women are my type.
That scandalizes Vivian, Gladys, and obviously. Oh my!
The Baroness too.
and upon
The Baroness is just,
and Joey does one of these when you say that, Reginald. No, wrong, bad read, mate. Kind of like not the right, no, kind of.
Not the right
And
time.
Lord Course is just staring at you. All women are your type, eh? Well, then how about my daughter? I'll give you a nice dowry if you wed her. Handsome young man like this. That would make you happy, wouldn't it, Vivian?
That sounds like a good discussion for another time.
He kind of licks his spoon clean of his final dessert piece.
That's so
Sets it
vulgar.
down and says, very well, dinner's over. Gentlemen, we retire for cigars to the library, and the women go to the sitting room. He sort of starts to stand up, and Joey's like, okay, and sort of standing as well. The Marchioness says, oh, but darling, we were actually thinking of holding a... What? Holding what? No, gentlemen have brandy and women do whatever the hell they do. That's what happens after dinner. I'm giving these people a proper dinner, am I not? We wouldn't deviate from accepted traditions, would we?
Ivan to the Marchioness is just, we'll have plenty of time to explore the secrets of the spirit world another time with a seance later in the weekend, I'm sure.
What did you say?
Nothing, my great host. I was
Seance?
just... Yes, it was requested of me by a few of the guests as a manner of entertainment. Perhaps
Oh.
a revelatory
I
sort.
see. That's what it's about, then. Yes.
Oh,
Let's have your seance, then. The Marchioness says,
Oh, wonderful.
wonderful, yeah, yes. The Baroness and Marchioness are just like, no read on this guy being like, oh, All right, yes. Let's have your seance. They're like, cool. You see that Vivian and sort of Gladys look a lot more confused. Joey just kind of still looks small from what his father snapped at him. He says, "What do you need then, man? To your seance?"
I need a room with high ceilings lit only by candlelight. I need a list of all the people whose spirits might be thrown in this house. And most importantly, I need the hearts and minds of all of my attendees.
Oh, and I think a table and chairs too.
I don't know if
right?
you're getting that last one.
He'll sort of say,
We shall see. The night is young.
"In the library, then. Let us have our seance." Yes.
Yes. In the hall of knowledge shall
What?
we open our minds
What?
to the other world.
Huh?
The library. The hall of knowledge.
What? He just sort of stands up and opens the door to the library and calls for footmen and says, "Get this about a damn table in here and chairs and whatever else he needs. And make the candles, bring candles rather than the gas lamps." And he just walks in and starts pouring brandy for himself. And says, "But I won't have the women drinking the brandy with us in here. They can come in and do their seance, but I don't want them drinking my brandy in the library. That's only for gentlemen. Not that there are many others of those present." He just pours his brandy. He's calling to you now from like within the library.
Yeah, I'm heading in.
Okay.
Sybil will kind of go follow after Joey and ask, I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't find this question rude. Is your father always like this?
Well, he's you'd never mistake him for Reginald or me, but he does seem to be in particular dudgeon tonight. Vocab word.
I don't exactly mean that. I mean more the, I don't know how to... It's almost as if he were deliberately trying to sound like a villain from a story. I mean, you hear that, right? Is that normal?
That's
That is-
pretty normal, probably because Sybil, my dear. And he'll actually, he'll try to be like suave here. He'll kind of just like take your hand and he'll give you a like kiss on the hand, but not like it, like it just like the usual typical way. He'll just kind of give you, "Sybil, my darling." Oh, that he's always like. That's because he is a villain from a horrible story, and kind of just squeezes your hand and kind of.
Brother Dickensian.
He's what?
Dickensian.
Oh, but yeah, sure, I bet Dickensian. Are you guys all sort of going into the library?
Yes,
Is the seance happening
I
now?
am.
Oh yeah,
Of
like how...
course. The spirits wait for no one, my friend.
Where are
yeah,
they in a rush
I mean,
to?
some
Directly
footmen are in
contradicting
there,
what
like
I said 5 minutes ago.
the footmen are like moving a table somewhere, so like they'll need some time to set up. Course is just sort of standing in kind of like the southwest corner of the library with his drink cart, just drinking. A table's kind of being set up in the more like in the northern half of the room. Kind of some stuff's being away. Many books on the walls, obviously. A fair bit of artwork in here, nothing too specific.
Are there any like... I mean, do I see maybe the Nemesis statue? Like, was it moved or anything?
Understood. If you do a sweep through the room, and it's kind of becoming harder to see because the servants, having been told, are now lighting candles and like turning down the gas lamps, the electric lamps, or not the gas lamps, the electric lamps. It's the 30s, my God. But as sort of they're making it a little darker, you do like a pretty good look. And unless you are literally like bending over, like looking under, like pulling up like sofa
No, it would
lights
be
and
just,
stuff.
looking around
You
the room
don't see
like
the
a regular
Nemesis.
person.
You do not see the Nemesis statue anywhere. No.
Well, if we're gonna be communing with the spirits, I'll have some spirits myself, if you don't mind.
Well,
It's fine. He'll pour you some brandy.
I think I'll skip this bit of entertainment.
Really? All right.
Yes. I would
Joey's
bid you
like,
adieu.
Joey's like, wait, you don't want to?
No, I'm good now.
Oh.
No.
I suppose perhaps I should go and check on Odette. And Alicia says, no, you have no need to check on Odette at all. And kind of just gives him this glare, and he goes, all right, well then I guess I'll just stay
Don't worry
here
about the
without
poor girl.
Reginald
What she
or,
needs is rest. She just needs rest and to sleep. So it's best if you don't bother her.
Of course. So Lord Reginald. Sybil?
Sybil wants to give a look to Lord Reginald that says, oh my god, would you just check on Odette? Because someone fucking should. It's just going to be a look. So I'm just hoping his luck will understand that is what my look
Absolutely.
is conveying.
You look at him and you just hope the luck is conveyed. Lord Reginald, she's just hoping she gets lucky here. Lord Reginald, so the way this would work, either Sybil, you do a luck, or Lord Reginald do an intuition.
I do a luck?
Let's
Either-
have Sybil
either
do
you
an
do the luck
intuition.
or-
That's funnier.
or I-
Sybil do Reginald do an intuition.
Okay.
Both of you use your
Sybil, no
D6
luck.
dice.
It's fine. You're just looking at him, hoping that his luck carries.
Hey, a 6.
Oh, okay. Very good. So, Reginald, you kind of get the impression that upon hearing this, she's like, check on Odette.
And then I'm gonna give her a look, just be like, yes, got it. I'm not gonna nod. I'm just gonna also do a look.
Understood. The Baroness, you and the Marchioness are obviously kind of excited as Ivan is getting things set up. Vivian is sort of seeming a bit nervous. Gladys is kind of Gladys is talking to Alicia kind of quietly. She's like asking questions, and Alicia's just like, trying to get her to sort of stop.
Sybil will go to, if there's time.
Yeah.
I guess. Sybil will go back to Joey and kind of whisper, I guess, but not like obviously whispering.
Mhm.
Joey, I don't mean to be continuously rude and curious, but why does your family seem to be very angry at Odette this weekend for simply showing up?
I don't really know why it's such a big deal. Alicia, God, she is just... You don't have any older siblings, do you?
None that I'm aware of, no.
I would say count yourself lucky. Because she just tries to control everything I do. And she just natters at me about everything. It's just infuriating. And the other two are they just always in my business. I don't know what it is, Alicia. I don't know what it is she wants Odette to be doing. I don't care. But she's very upset that Odette is here. So apparently I've ruined everything. And as for why father's being such an absolute terror, I could not tell you. I think it's because see previous kiss on the hand. He just sips his brandy.
Understood.
Lord Reginald, you are now alone. Are you going to text me some information?
Sure.
Okay. Based on what you're doing, perhaps we'll have a scene with you if you wind up being any place. I saw a text from one of you from earlier. I just texted back. Everyone look at your phone so it's not clear. Everyone look at your phone so it's not clear who's replying to a text. Aha! Crisscross. Everyone else is going to remain in the library for a few minutes as this gets set up, and they're going to do this seance. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Do we get some port?
You said Vivian was looking nervous.
Vivian looks very nervous.
I guess Sybil will go up to Vivian. Sorry, I don't have the friggin' thing up. Is there a thing I should be addressing her as?
She's Lady Vivian.
Okay, Lady Vivian, you seem to be uncomfortable in the moment. Does the idea of the seance worry you?
I long ago found the need not to put my trust in hoping to speak to ghosts of the past.
Vivian, I'm sure it's just all in good fun, but if you are uncomfortable, surely there's nothing forcing you to stay here and...
Oh no. There's something forcing me to stay, all right. This is all being done at my expense, I think. She kind of looks over at her father, and sure enough, Lord Corswell he's like kind of looking at her over the brim.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, what do you mean by that? At your expense?
I'm sure you'll find out all too soon.
How about finding out now, Vivian? I would hate for anything to happen to you. That
you don't get any further info.
Her
from
husband died.
I love Sybil being the like, no, fuck that, actually.
No,
please just tell me now.
But like, tell me now anyway.
She's so American, so direct. You know, it's really not done here. It's not the done thing.
I'll say it's a breath of fresh air, really, to just say what you want and just get to the heart of the matter, right?
Well,
you see as the immortal Ivan has the servants bring his giant trunk in to the room. He opens it and starts placing things upon the table. There's like there's a symbol of some sort of like 7-pointed star, and there is a globe of some sort, and 2 specific candelabras that look very vampiric. That he has the servants fill with candles.
Understood.
And then
Okay.
a single like one of those candle holders that have like the holder on one side put down, and he has like a little wick in there.
Yeah, I know the thing you're talking. Yeah,
I
gotcha.
forget what the name of it is. But yeah.
Out of menorah, right?
No.
no.
Nora Hanakia.
Whatever.
No,
it
these
was.
have like 3. These
No, the
These
clue is to
candelabras
his real
have, like,
identity.
these candelabras have like 3 points each.
So,
So
the
they are
Marchioness.
3 short of a menorah.
The Marchioness is eating all of this up. Vivian is watching it with dread that Sybil is infuriated that she just won't fucking explain. Gladys Gladys actually excuses herself. Her father sort of mocks and says, "Oh, what's the matter, Gladys? Too scared?" And she says, "No, she just walks out. Excuse me, please."
So I don't believe in any of the spirit world mumbo jumbo, but I am just going to be here and looking through the books through the little low light that I can see, just casually looking down the spines and whatnot. Taking a sip of brandy on occasion.
I guess Sybil, realizing that this family will not give her any real answer to anything, will just go up to the immortal Ivan and just say, So, immortal Ivan, where is it that your coffin resides? On this globe here?
I wouldn't be proper. Well, I wouldn't want to say the word, but you understand what I mean. I wouldn't be a proper one of those if I told you this way.
Oh, sure. I wasn't aware that was another rule of your, species, kind. What is the appropriate nomenclature to call you?
Whatever you like, my dear. Names mean little to one who's lived a life such as mine.
I believe I've heard legends that his coffin would be in like a Debbie Plane of Dread or something like that.
Legends.
The
That
place
sounds like
called
legends.
Borgoa.
That sounds like made up stuff by nerds later on.
Sounds like a terrible place.
Very good candy there.
It's a lie. No, it is not.
So, Gladys is currently absent, as is Slicket, as is Reginald, as is Odette on account of unconsciousness. Gordon, Sophia, Sybil, and Ivan are in the room along with, pretty much the sort of the nuclear Corse family unit are all there. Lord, the Marquess, the Marchioness, Alicia, Vivian. Oh no, Gladys is gone. Alicia, Vivian, and then Joey. So, Immortal Ivan, you now have everything you need to conduct your
He has the list of spirits that they think would be in this house.
The Marchioness would have written that up hard.
Is it a long list?
It is a long list.
That's upsetting. Okay.
Oh, then there was, of course, the one chambermaid who fell from the balcony. Not the one balcony, but the other. Poor dear. This was long before our time. And they said she was alive on the ground for hours, and no one knew what to do. And they were wondering if they should do her in just as a mercy, but then someone said, if that happens, she won't go to heaven, so they let her just die on the floor over several hours. But they did give her a lot of alcohol, so hopefully she felt very little.
Holy shit.
But there is one more spirit that is always present where I am. My dear late husband, Laszlo.
Oh,
He's
Laszlo!
always with me. I can feel his presence. Always.
Are you sure it's not indigestion? We had a lot of garlic at dinner.
Oh, no, I'm from the old country. We always eat a lot of garlic.
Oh. So she puts Laszlo on the list. Then she turns to you, Ivan, and says, wait, what about pets?
I'm on the list. He's just mine.
Perhaps. Why don't you put their name down just in case?
She writes various pets. Sybil, go ahead.
Immortal Ivan, sorry, if we do channel a pet, will you be translating or giving the literal words they give you?
Oh, once they pass away, they can contact.
I've never tried to contact the pet before, but all things are possible in the world of magic. I do not know what will happen, but I will do my best.
Well, your best guess as a expert, whatever. Do you imagine you'd be barking or maybe meowing? Or perhaps if it's a very educated parrot, you'd be able to articulate better.
I would think that once they pass over, they can communicate with us. There is a higher level of existence beyond the way.
This lady, this fine young lady, understands the
you.
ways of the spirits.
Oh, Mr. Immortal, you're so kind.
Basically, the course says, I will be doing this or not, damn it. This silliness is going to happen or not.
Please let's murder him already. Why is he still alive? Come on,
just hit
Phil.
fast?
You
Smash
enjoy
the glass
torturing us.
Skip cutscene. Let's get to the.
Yeah. Let's. Next scene, he's dead. Cool.
Whole start to skip.
I wanna see a knife in his back.
Press F
Please.
to pay respect. And skip
Unfortunately,
the
one of us isn't skipping, so we have to watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
So I.
one person isn't skipping.
There's
cutscene.
like 4 check marks.
Yeah.
Are we going Final Fantasy 14? I haven't seen this cutscene yet. Please.
So I.
Yes. With a flourish of his cape, he begins the seance. The candles lit in this dark room, the candelabras in front of me, and the fire before me. And he takes a little dust out of his, out of nowhere, and drops it into the brazier, and the fire turns green for an instant, and then goes back to red.
Oh.
The spirits are with us tonight. And he pulls out a pendulum with a crystal dangling at the bottom. And he says,
You get all this from WikiHow?
absolutely I did. And
Lord Google provides the answers.
yes, my dark Lord Google. will provide the answers to your questions. Marchioness, lady of the house, call upon the spirit of your ancestors, and I will summon them forth to answer our questions.
Hold on a moment. There's only one spirit we want to talk to here. He grabs the list and then kind of holds it right next to a candle. Yeah, you didn't even put him on. She says, oh, well, he said this house. He says, no. What about Severin? That's who we really want to talk to, isn't it? If you're so good at communing with the spirits, bring us Severin.
Snape?
I'm sorry, my good
Sybil.
sir, but I must... Oh.
I will say that upon him saying this, Vivian is like gasping, seeming extremely upset. And like, we'll just say for convenience, you're holding Vivian's hand, and her hand goes ice cold. And
I was going to say Sybil would absolutely be sitting
Yeah,
next to Vivian.
and Vivian seems
regardless,
very
yeah.
worried.
Do I know?
do
Does
I notice
Barnes
this?
know who she is? He is? Who this Severin person is?
You would probably, yes, I would imagine that the Marchioness has told you about how on the morning of her wedding to a gentleman named Severin Dooley, he was found dead under mysterious circumstances.
The doctor would also know this too, then, right?
The doctor knows this as well.
Do I know this? I know this as well, right? It's in my notes. I don't know if the...
Let me look at your notes.
Or the notes that I've written for the game. I don't know if, like...
Then
it's not...
it has, I think this has actually been said by some people who, we could say you have a sense of it, sure.
Okay. So do I notice that she is uncomfortable?
Make just a normal intuition roll.
What is intuition?
Just a D8.
The D8. That is an 8.
No different than 5, guys. She certainly seems to be
It's the 8 plus 5 though.
particularly gasping, although her mother seems upset too, and Alicia just kind of is like, Alicia looks kind of like uncomfortable on her behalf and is maybe even quietly going, Father, please, you know, and Joey just is like, oh god, not this again.
Ivan said, I am sorry, sir, but I must follow the rules of the world of spirits. I can only bring forth those who have perished in proximity to this location.
Yeah. Well, who's to say he didn't then?
Oh, your wife literally just said that, actually.
Well, what? You know him. And Vivian's like, he did not die here. You wouldn't be able to speak to him. He goes, no, if you're so good as a performer, go ahead. Show us the goods. We don't want to hear from some chambermaid from 60 years ago. No, we want to hear about Severin. Show us what you're made of, or are you not all you claim to be?
At this, Ivan's face deepens a little. I'm sure you understand. Such hubris as to command the spirits to your will is unbecoming of a man such as you.
Oh, no, not at all. I'm very hubristic. Go ahead. You can put the curses on me, not yourself. But we want to speak to Severin, don't we, Vivian? Don't we want to know why he left you? Sobbing at the altar? Summon him. Magic man. And the
Lord
Marchioness
Kirsch, I believe this whole weekend was meant to be a bit of fun, and it is no longer fun for anyone but yourself.
Yes, but my house, my fun. But I'm not holding hands with anyone.
Oh, then it won't work anyways. That is literally rule 1.
She is correct. That is the first rule of holding.
Then I'll hold hands with people. See, look how accommodating I'm being. He kind of gives this just like a total dick leer at Sybil, like, see, I'm a nice guy. He extends his clammy, oily hands out to whoever will grab them. As Ivan considers this, the dark arts from the demon Gugal that he would have to sort of conjure to do this.
It's actually Gu-Ugal. It's an apostrophe.
Gugal.
Play.
We are actually going to be
Gugalay.
cutting away from this, interestingly, because there is someone who's now no longer alone. On the 3rd floor of the house, facing the south, the drive you all drove up, kind of facing inland, basically, there is a grand gallery. The doors of the grand gallery open. The doors at the basically at the far side, kind of the far east side of the room. The only set of doors in or out of this chamber open up, and much of the so like a lot of the wall space is reserved for for pictures, but there are several large windows on that south wall. And framed against them in silhouette by what little light comes out through the storm and the flashing rain, Lord Reginald, as you open the door, you do see a figure standing there.
In the dark, or is there light?
The lights are off, so it is just in the dark, but kind of like as flashes of lightning outside, you see there's a figure there, and it's kind of scary.
So is this room facing the front of where we came in, like the house, or?
Yeah, so basically are you looking at the 3rd floor?
Yes.
Okay, so if you look at the ground floor, the main doors into the hall are, just 3 levels above. You're kind of 3 levels above that is that southern wall of the grand gallery, the bottom wall. You are standing at those doors up in the northeast of the room.
For clarification, which balcony did I see the Lord on when I was coming in?
The Lord you saw on a balcony that must be leading off of Hades.
Oh, so I could see him from the backside?
From the back, as you guys were like walking up the back cliff, so you saw him like out over the water.
Ah,
That's
okay.
where you saw him. Yeah.
So yeah, and I couldn't get in there. Okay.
But now you've come into this grand gallery. The cantilevered balcony. But you come into the grand gallery and you see there's a figure framed against the window.
Oh, excuse me. I didn't know anyone was here.
He sort of turns back around. It is, of course, Tom Slickett.
Oh, Mr. Slickett. Oh.
What is dinner finally over?
It is. They are holding a, I believe, seance or something for entertainment.
There. He kind of like walks to you, and in like the dim light of the hallway, you see his face, and he looks just even like angrier. You definitely smell alcohol on his breath. They're having a seance.
And indeed, by the inevitable. Oh, excuse me, the immortal life.
I don't bloody understand what that man's doing here. What has he got on?
Why are you in the dark? Why are the lights off?
I didn't turn them on.
Do you want me to turn them on?
What has he got on you? Come on out with it. Has he got you here? I know he's trying to blackmail you, I'm sure of it. What's he got on you?
I received an invitation to come here with promises of revelry.
Promises of revelry. And yet you're skipping the revelry.
Oh, I'm not. Seances are not for me.
Why not?
That's just.
Is it boring? Stupid?
Yes. Let's go with that.
Juvenile.
What about you? Why why have you come then?
I've come because I have to. I've come because my whole life can be unraveled. I curse this family. Do you understand me? It's not just the old man. I curse every single one of them.
Oh, that's quite harsh.
Every single what?
Every single one of them. That's quite harsh.
If this whole house burned down,
Sins of the father much? Wow.
Sins of the father, yes. Ha! Sins of the father. That's funny.
It's not meant to be.
I wish I wasn't here.
But you are because of what Lord Reginald. No, excuse me. I'm sorry. Because of what Lord Corpse has on you
Yes.
is leaked, it will destroy you.
Yes. That's the general idea.
Well, it's quite damning.
He kind of just turns and keeps looking out of the window. Are you going to stay here with him, or are you going to carry on?
No. He's a person who looks like he needs to be left alone.
Understood.
I'll close the door for you. Don't worry. Leave you in your
Very good.
whatever it
Leave
is you're
him.
doing.
You will leave him in his. As you do so, Lord Reginald, upon closing the door and looking back at the dim but not dark hallway, you don't see anything from where you're standing, but you hear running footsteps. They're trying to be muffled, but you hear
From inside the room or from behind me?
from behind you in this hallway. But as you can see on the thing, you're kind of in this entryway, and there's a hallway that turns, and it's just from wherever you are, and then you think you hear a some kind of tell you what, just make a physicality roll.
Okay. 6.
You then hear a door closing. But now that you're alone, that happened. That the guy watched your face as this happened. Now we cut away from you back to the seance.
Ivan has been trying to stall basically until he can figure out how to not have this happen. He's like, "Yes, I'm hearing from the spirits that the ether currents in the air are off tonight, and I cannot quite contact the distant spirits of the house."
Damned those ether currents. Oh, what a shame.
Yes, of course, my dear viewer. What a
Nothing
shame.
at all. Not even some chambermaid who.
It's a shame. It must be because the energy of all of us in the room is not aligned.
Not even just one of the laborers who died and was buried amidst the foundation as it was poured.
Well, I can do my best, but no promises.
No
And
promises.
I hold up the pendulum.
Quite the conjurer you are.
Yes.
Can't even scrounge up 2 generic mana and 2 white mana to cast an enchantment.
Make sure to tap it.
So as you see, the pendant. Can I use misdirection to sprinkle more dust into the fire without anybody noticing that I'm sprinkling dust into it?
Go ahead and do a
That it
misdirection.
flares
I mean,
under the.
it's immaterial. That's either your stage effects or misdirection, but you can do that completely.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that works. So as he holds the pendulum up before the fire in front of the table, he's like, "Spirit, I feel you here. come to us, and the fire turns green and like raises up for a second. And he's like, yes, I'm feeling presence from under the floorboards. One of the servants from ages long past.
Oh,
Very. What questions have you for this spirit, my Omnigos? He holds the pendulum.
why were you so bad at your job that you were buried here? Why were you so bad at your job that you died in the process of it? Shameful, ridiculous.
Immortal Ivan, can we ask the ghost questions only from their own past, or can we assume that they've seen what going-ons of modern day?
Well, you can ask your question, and whether we get an answer or not is up to the spirit.
All right. I suppose I'm just curious what happened to the Nemesis statue up in the room I'm staying in.
That's what killed the guy.
All right. I'm going
Ivan.
to hold.
Ivan.
Wondering if it's broken or what.
I hear the spirits, and I like in like the pendulum starts moving of its own accord, and it goes backward and forward. Yes, in the movement of the pendulum, he portrays his answer. The statue is close by, he says, closer than you would think.
Did you get
Was
that
it
from the fortune
misplaced
cookie?
or?
I do
The
not
fortune cookie
know.
doesn't exist yet.
That is all he told.
Hmm.
Any other questions, perhaps, of the dark fate that befell this spirit?
Didn't I ask that? It's like you're purposefully dense, actor. How did this
I look
fool
at the
die
Marchioness.
because of my family?
I ignore him completely and Lady Marchioness, you had questions for these spirits.
Oh my! What was it like to live back then? Unless, of course, you were alive when I was alive, in which case answer a different question. But if you were alive long before my time, what was it like in the old days? Also, were you in love?
The spirit says yes.
To both questions.
That's it.
That's all I got.
Yeah. Yes.
Joey kind of
Again
just
later.
sighs. We'll
And
say
as he
Joey's
says
on
yes,
your
the
other
red-
hand,
the
Sybil,
fire
because you know, so you've got Vivian on one hand and Joey on the other hand. And
Why, is
upon
he
the-
upset too?
no, but would you not have held Joey's hand?
Oh, right. No, okay. No, I would have, yeah. I forgot.
Joey kind of like quietly just goes like, I feel like this guy's much better on stage than in instances. I mean, it's the trappings are impressive, but these answers from this ghost, this is, and Course is like, he's like, I'd kind of rather hear from the dead fiance. My sister won't ever, apparently broke her. That sounds more interesting. Meanwhile, Course is like, yes, very verbose ghost. Yes, your skills of most impressive actor. Yes, your little conjurations of parlor tricks. No wonder people like you so much. The Marchioness goes, yes. Baroness, do you have any questions?
No, I just, while everybody's looking at him, I'm just kind of looking around in the library. Anything suspicious?
Anything suspicious in the library?
Or actually, any book on the bookshelves that maybe it's like
You.
out or like
Oh, I
it was
see.
last
It is,
used.
make a physicality roll. It's very hard to see in this dim light.
Oh, physicality. What would that be?
Whatever your physicality die is. For
Which is
you,
probably D6.
I don't know. It is a D6 for you, in fact, yes.
A 5.
There you go. You glance around. You don't notice any books sort of sticking interestingly out of the wall, and the few titles you can see seem very sort of boring. One thing you do notice, however, despite the dim light, is that there is a painting on the wall, kind of behind you. It is a painting of coarse looking, maybe like, a good deal younger, still in his 30s or so, and his wife holding a baby. Since there's no other kids around, and based on like the design of it, you suspect he's holding Alicia. There's a painting of Course and Amelia and Alicia from about, 40 years ago, basically.
Any intuition that I get from that painting?
Not from, intuition is only from like people.
Okay.
This is just, but you sort of notice that painting. It's kind of on the wall, and you're like, oh, that's interesting. Hadn't really paid it any attention before, but in the dark, you need to inspect it in the light, but you do notice it. Doctor, are you participating in the seance at all?
Nah, I'm just in the back
Shocking.
back of the room, just drinking the brandy and observing everyone present.
Joey's like, what about, he kind of like says to Ivan, like, any other ghosts? Maybe something more, a bit more, a bit eerier perhaps, or anything, And Father's like, no, I don't think this conjurer can bring us any interesting ghosts. Ivan.
Oh God, I so hope he dies and we can contact his spirit. That would be so
Guys,
easy.
Guys,
My lord.
wouldn't it be awesome if he's not who the murder victim is?
No.
Wouldn't it be really funny?
No.
No.
And I'll just correct
Must
it
be dead.
myself.
Come
I'll
on.
murder him by
Come
God.
on.
Yeah, double murder.
Like,
Fuck's sake.
I found the
Lord
Nemesis
I did.
statue.
Hey, remember how you said there weren't contested roles? We will be contesting to see who can kill him first.
Yeah.
Who has the killing
I stole a knife from the dinner table to kill him, just in case. Okay? Can retroactively have stolen a knife?
I am sort of sensing-
Steal a knife. You should have retroactively packed your own goddamn knife to kill this guy.
Yeah.
Roll a sticky fingers retroactively. That's 2d6 for you because that's one of your other skills.
2d8s, right?
Nope, d6 is for you. Your physicality 6,
Oh, okay.
but you
You
get to
rolled.
roll 2 of them.
Oh, a 5 and a 1.
Wow.
Well,
So the
then-
one's like extra credit.
Nope, one is nothing. So we'll go with 5.
So it brings the grade up.
Congratulations. You have slipped. Nope, has no effect on the grade. Interestingly, though, if she'd rolled
No,
a
it's
5
a makeup test.
if she'd rolled a 5 and a 5, that would have
It's the
done
makeup
something.
test. Yeah.
You're dancing around the only extra credit you can get in this game, but didn't happen. All right, Baroness, you do have a knife secreted on your, secreted away in the folds of your voluminous dress.
I have a secret pocket in there.
Perfect. All right. So, Ivan, as you can, and obviously, like the show is good. It's just the answers from this ghost, given that Ivan is being asked weird questions and there's a very uncomfortable energy in here, are a little, it's like some impressive effects as like little things seem to move slightly on a table, or like the fire changes color, and Ivan's like, and the ghost says, "Sure, okay."
And the ghost says,
Maybe.
Try again later.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's
It's like an 8-ball. Yeah.
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 Outlook uncertain. Oh, great.
Signs point to yes.
I like that Ivan is just the inventor of the 8-ball. Like, he's so tired of these mundane ass questions.
Yeah.
We are
Here,
going
take
to
this. Fucking goddamn.
we are going to cut away. It's Lord Reginald.
Oh boy.
As Lord Reginald is in a hallway. Oh, no. Okay. I have to tell Lord Reginald something privately. Hold on.
Okay.
Oh, I wonder.
Did you read my messages?
Yes.
You did now.
Okay.
I think we players need to get together and decide who kills our host, and don't tell Phil.
And
let's see if we can
Murder
find
mysteries
the
for
whatever
Philip to
plans he
solve,
has.
actually.
But I'm telling you, if the host isn't the victim, you guys will just be creating an additional murder. Love it.
Most definitely.
But it'll be okay because it'll be a team effort and we won't go to jail.
Yeah. Also, fuck this guy.
Yeah, and
Like-
we're not gonna tell on each other. We're gonna alibi each other.
Are we going like
I'm near
5
no
imposter
snitch.
among us here?
Yeah.
I think Lord Course is looking a little sus right now. We should probably vent him.
All right.
So, stab him.
So,
bludgeon
yeah,
him,
guys,
throw him
keep
off the balcony.
saying seance things. I'll be back with you in just a second,
Right.
and then we'll kind of
Something spirit world, something pendulum.
Ooh.
Ooh!
I mean, theoretically speaking, the dead shouldn't be able to talk with us, and I really don't want them to have any opinions on the current world. I mean,
The dead spirits surpass the science of man. Of
the
course.
dead are dead. Let
The
them
dead are
remain
dead and they are here with us. In their
You're
honor.
right.
Yes, my Laszlo is with me all the time. I know, I can feel him.
You can only channel people who died here, correct?
Correct.
And most spirits are tied to a place. A few are tied to a person, as I know.
Yes. I actually feel a very powerful spiritual presence around you, my lady. It
Ah,
must
okay.
be your beloved husband.
Yes, yes.
yes. So carry on.
How many of us have spirits tied to us then?
Well, it is a rare occurrence. Very few people are able to tether their spirits to their loved ones when it has to the great beyond.
It's a great love.
Seems you're very lucky, Baroness.
Oh,
So you're
I am
saying
both
that my
lucky
poor
and
daughter
unlucky.
Vivian is not, eh? That Severin didn't tether himself to her? You're saying she's and
Baroness,
Vivian
tell
is
us
now
more about your husband,
beginning to
Laszlo.
cry.
That would have been unfair to do to such young person. I'm
Certainly help.
sure Severus knew that. She needs to live her life, find new love. My Laszlo died in a much more mature age.
I certainly hope the people I fail to save aren't judging every move I make.
But I'm sure they are not blaming you. You did your
Unless you
best.
killed them yourself, you do not work.
Oh no, don't say such thing, Mr. Immortal.
I guess.
Oh,
A good doctor such as yourself only saves lives.
Of course. Do no harm, as they say.
Indeed.
Well, that seemed ominous.
We're in a murder mystery. Y'all have to be sus at some point in time.
We're in the middle of a séance, and the most ominous thing that's happened has come out of the good doctor over there.
Well,
Lily, you see things in a war. It's like Vivian is like looking like really upset, and Alicia's just like, Father, that's enough. He's like, no, she's so apparent. I'm so sorry that Severin was not well tied enough spirit to be haunting you forever. I'm so sorry you don't get to be haunted by a ghost, Vivian. Although without a ghost, why the hell haven't you ever married someone else? That's my question.
who will you haunt when you pass, my dear lord?
Me. I'll haunt whatever bastard does me, and I will. Except,
Oh,
I suppose, no one will have the guts to do that. I'll be the one haunted. plenty would love to haunt me.
You will be haunted yourself? That's very strange.
Smash cut to all 5 of us stabbing him.
But we now go upstairs. Reginald, have you seen various messages?
Yes. Was I not able to determine the door? That was one of the first. No.
You were not able to do that, but you heard it, but yeah.
Okay.
So in any case, we now cut to Lord Reginald. I was doing some stuff out of order, so based on what he said. So after a bit more of a seance scene, the view cuts to Lord Reginald walking down a hallway upstairs on the first floor.
Who
Interestingly,
do I see
however,
this time? Gladys.
Well, it's funny. As you walk down the first floor, past kind of Aphrodite, getting to Demeter, a door behind you opens. And Gladys pokes her head out and says, Lord Reginald?
Ah, Gladys, are you not the seance downstairs, the entertainment?
No, she kind of closes her door quickly behind her and steps into the hall. No, I'm not. Are you lost, Lord Reginald?
No, I was just heading to the study.
Oh. Oh, go ahead then. She kind of goes to the study and opens the door for you. It's as you guys left it earlier.
Sure. Are you not feeling well then, or?
Oh, I just wasn't. I had some other matters to attend to, but the seance, it felt like it was going to be a rather unpleasant sort of feeling.
Yes, no, I felt much the same. So,
So, yes. No, you go. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, you
it's
talk.
okay.
You talk. Yes.
No, okay. No,
Nice
maybe. You.
weather out
You
there,
go.
isn't it?
You-
Yes.
yeah. Sorry about the weather.
Yeah. Oh
Said that a
no.
lot.
Is your father always like this?
Oh yes. She's just kind of like, half sitting on like the desk in the study, and there's various couches and stuff, and she's like, "Oh yes, it's awful. I'm sure I'll. Is he was? It seemed like he was staying in the seance. Why aren't you at the seance? That seems like your sort of frivolous fun games. I know you're a man.
That's
about
no.
town.
That's
Yes. Don't you? I
No.
mean, you like card games. You like.
yes, but
go out
seances
to see
don't.
music, or
Seances don't involve cards.
but they're sort of fun, right?
No, not really. No. They're like you said. It just seemed like it wasn't going to be a pleasant time.
Make an intuition roll.
As he says they don't involve cards, you hear from downstairs, the cards of fate have played their hands!
Going up.
But you said
Lord
intuition,
Reginald-
right?
Lord Reginald, like, slips the door closed. Like, what? Weird echo.
You said intuition, right?
Yes, an intuition, which is typically deception.
6 again! Hooray!
She says, "Oh, all right. Well, to me, I know you're a bit younger than I am. It all just seems like the fun things that young people do. Although I guess in many ways it is sort of more the old biddies who like the seances and the spiritualism and all that. I suppose
Yes.
your generation's more about science and the future. And
Yeah, but
such.
of course, yes, it's exactly what it was. You don't have to be here. It's quite
Oh
alright.
no, I'm fine. If you wish to be in the study, I'm happy to sit here with you and entertain you.
Do you feel the need to entertain, or
I think so.
It's perfectly
I mean,
fine.
yes, of course. I hope to be a good hostess. on
Do
behalf
I
of
get
my
the sense
family.
that she's trying to keep an eye on me right now? Like,
Make another intuition roll. This is
Okay.
just for intuition.
Does anyone need to keep an eye on you?
oh,
You're
that's a
not doing
6
anything
again,
suspicious,
Jeebus.
right?
This die's
Great.
going right here. I'm loving
Yeah,
this
you're doing
die.
great.
Not funny, like that was the same for when like I roll stats.
She just kind of, well, uh, basically, yes, you have the feeling that she was like, she thought you were suspicious to be in this hallway, so she feels the need to like be figuring out what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And you maybe also get the sense that she isn't she's not completely sure she wants to leave you in this study alone. You do recall she was
Oh.
writing a note in the study earlier. Or she was doing something in the study and you guys came in, remember?
Yeah. Do you remember where she put that note, or did she?
She seemed to crumple it up as she stood. Back in session 1.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I can't search now because she's in this damn room.
So, if you're not making moves to move, we will cut back away
Yeah.
to the seance, and Lord Course will say, "Well, I suppose we didn't see the one ghost one of us would have cared about hearing from. Wait! There's one other ghost I want you to check on. Just search the spirit world. Ask your spirits to see if there's one among them. I'm just curious if a certain man is dead. I want to know
What
if I
man
have
would
two.
that?
I want to know if I have 2 widowed daughters. Oh, she's not even here. She won't be upset. I want you to tell me if you can reach into the ether and you hear the spirit of Roy Martin.
Roy
You-
Martin. Do I know
She
that
holds
name?
The pendulum up.
It's Gladys's husband.
It is Gladys's husband. Sybil,
Oh,
you
is
know
it?
that as well.
Oh.
Everyone here knows that name. The only person who shouldn't know that name is the immortal Ivan. A phrase like that. The only one of you who absolutely doesn't recognize the name, like, in a way that would be obvious to everyone is the immortal Ivan.
Do I not recognize that name?
You do, but you shouldn't. Don't worry about it.
Right. Okay. Cool.
I was trying to help you.
It's all right. Don't worry about it. I'm so good at this.
We didn't hear anything.
Well,
You're just a regular performer.
On the down low.
I will look into the ether and see if I can find this. What did you say his name was again?
It's a rather simple name. Roy Martin.
Roy Martin. And I will reach into the ether and pluck information of his soul from the other world. Another flame.
Ooh, Vivian kind of like seems a bit relaxed now that the focus is off of her. Sybil, in your hand. Joey goes, God, I swear I hope we hear something cool now. Jesus. Go ahead, Ivan.
I use all my effects to make the tables rattle and like the silverware clatter and things like that. And the flames wish around. It's like, I'm looking deep into the spirit world. I can find no Roy Martin.
No one named Roy Martin has ever died.
Not the one you seek.
Oh, not I.
Not in this house.
Well, that's a shame. I wish that bugger were dead. Little swindler. Well, is that all your spirits have to tell us?
The spirits have multitudes to tell, but you must want to listen.
Oh, I feel I've made my desires of what I'm willing to hear perfectly clear. He lets go of his hands. Well, thank you, actor, for an amusing little show.
Good form. Thank you.
I'm off to bed now. I'll not be bothered. He walks out of the room. She says, "Well, good night, my darling." The daughters all, everyone kind of stands up as he leaves. And now you guys are just in this candlelit room. Dr. Gordon. Are you about to say something? You look like you're about to say something.
I'm just saying it's been a long day of travel and of saving Odette, so I'll check up on my patient now and then head off to bed. If you don't
Okay.
mind.
It is.
Sybil will go with the doctor if he's made that known.
Will there be a
Calling
point
upon-
when we all go to different directions so we don't have alibis?
I'm kind of basically just asking if Sybil
Yes.
and the doctor are doing that, they're going to the thing. Lord Reginald, you and Gladys begin to hear movement out in the halls, and kind of everyone's now going to bed at this point.
Yes.
So at that point, so Doctor and Sybil, you two. So we sort of cut away from anyone else, other than strange glances in the halls. Sybil, and the Doctor, you two stay together. We follow you up the stairs. The others kind of go off in different directions, kind of looking in the darkness, walking into the such. Lord Reginald, you and Gloria walk out as the Baroness is coming down, and sort of Vivian, you see them at the hallway. And Gloria
Gladys?
says,
Say Gladys, right?
Gladys. Oh my god, what'd I say? Gloria?
Yeah.
There is a Gloria. Yeah, you and Gloria sort of... You and Gladys step out. The Baroness and Vivian are in the thing, and Gladys says, "Oh, the Lord Reginald and I were just in this room."
I'm just
Baroness,
doing a
do you
bit
say
like
anything
read.
to them? At this point, everyone sort of breaks up for the evening. Lord Reginald, Gladys will go to her room. You might overhear Vivian saying, "Bad luck, darling. Apparently, according to the spirit world, Roy Martin is not dead." She says, "Oh, well." She goes into her room. Odette is in good condition, Sybil. You can return
You
to
awake?
her. Ooh! Make a luck roll. 50-50. It's a coin flip.
Am I insane? Where's my D8?
D6.
No.
For
Oh,
her,
you
it's
have a D8 in luck? Ooh, nice.
She moved it, yeah. She has a
I'll use a
D6 in knowledge and physicality.
Oh, there it is. 7.
She is awake.
So I believe that's a B. Thank you.
A 7 would be an A minus.
Or a B plus. It depends on I don't know.
The curve.
Yeah.
How
Would
lucky
you
everyone
rather
else
have an A
is.
minus or a B plus?
I don't know.
A minus is better.
Noted, Jeremy. She's awake. Dr. Gordon, she's awake. She seems to be lucid. You don't see any sign of concussion. She
Alright.
seems to be in a bit of shock. She's very tired.
Okay.
She's what? Oh, Sybil.
Quick vital
Sybil.
check. All this stuff.
Yeah, go ahead and roll your your medical prowess.
That's a
Uh,
D12.
Odette, how are you feeling?
5 and 12.
Give yourself an extra aha point then.
Aha.
She seems like she'll probably be. She may be a little shaky tomorrow, but for the most part, she's in good condition. None of her wounds are that bad. She's
Okay.
lucky, honestly, in the way the water was that she really just kind of fell in, and it seems like she actually fell in and immediately grabbed onto like a rope or like a trawling net or something. So she was really able to, she just stayed close to the boat and could get pulled up with minimal injury. She just looks and says, I feel like I should have caught the earlier train.
Elsie, what possessed you to go out in the storm like that? You could have just waited till the next day.
I didn't want to miss the fun for once.
The what? The fun.
I thought it would
once.
be
Fun
a
for
fun
once.
weekend for once. But I guess no. It's good to see you, Sybil. She kind of squeezes your hand. The statue of Nyx kind of dances in the candlelight next to her.
Odette, might I ask, what would you have done this weekend if you weren't falling overboard and winding up here?
No tact whatsoever, huh?
She kind of like leans to you, and since Gordon's here, we'll hear this. There's a gentleman that mother and father are interested in me being courted by, and I was meant to spend time with him, but well, he's a bit.
What's his name?
No, DM will make that up for next week. Just let's
I'm like,
new NPC.
we're gonna ask his name. I feel like.
I'm actually kidding. His name is Brian. Sybil, make a knowledge roll.
Knowledge.
You're doing that thing again. You make too many NPCs, and then you complain to us about it
I
later.
got a 3.
You have not heard of Brian. You're not familiar with who Brian is.
Brian Blessed.
It is character actor Brian Blessed. That's right. What is his date of birth? Would he have been alive?
Wait. It's the end of the day. You've got 3 aha points left.
That is true. You could spend 2 aha points.
2? Oh yeah.
Brian Blessed was born in 1936. So if this game's set a wee bit later than we said, she's talking about dating a baby.
These refresh tomorrow?
Maybe his
They
father.
refresh every session.
Every session.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend
Yeah.
them. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. You have actually heard that she has been.
Yeah, I'm right. I have.
Okay, hold on then. You need to get. You rolled a 3. You need to get to 5.
I rolled a 5. I spent the points, sir.
You spent 2 points.
Yes.
So if you'd spent all 3 to get to a 6.
Okay,
you
I'll
would've got
spend
more
all 3.
from
I'll
it.
spend all 3.
Because the 6 is better than a 5, obviously.
Yeah.
Oh, I really like it. All right, yes, you actually are familiar with this gentleman. This is something that almost went into your backstory, and then I was like, actually, maybe we'll hold off on this. You have heard that she was actually seen like a weekend ago, in the company of one party or another with a young man named Brian McDowell. Brian McDowell is notably new money.
Lots of it?
Lots of it.
Oh, nice.
Money.
And Brian McDowell's basically like it's kind of like general just shipping magnate Rockefeller-esque sort of vibe, but the UK equivalent. But he is the scion of such a person.
Okay.
So there you go.
And his
Dr.
snobbish
Gordon, would
father?
you actually also make a knowledge roll?
Sure. Just some general knowledge. 6. So, I've heard of this fellow. If he's that famous, then.
Yes, you are. You recognize the name. You don't know him as a. Honestly, you're probably like. We'll say that you know Brian McDowell, but you're more familiar with like the father, Seamus McDowell.
I probably only read about them in like the paper or something like that. I don't believe I've met them.
Seamus McDowell probably is like someone you guys were courting for like a donation, to the university. That kind of situation.
Sorry,
yeah.
university. Yeah, I get it. Okay. The McDowells, huh? Interesting. I guess
So.
that's the high society for you, huh?
And she kind of just, like the look on her face, Sybil, no intuition roll required. She's like, fuck that guy, get that guy out of here. He's a wanker. As the British would say, maybe not back then. Not sure when that phrase came into common parlance.
What? No.
So,
Alright.
Dr. Gordon, do you take
I'll
your
say,
leave?
all right, as long as you're safe then and healthy, I'll bid you adieu, get some rest.
Wonderful.
Why'd I say it in French? I bid you farewell. And I will leave.
Adieu. Bonsoir. As you sort of walk out.
But, I'm in the room just next to you. If you need anything, I will help.
Wonderful. squeezes your hand. There's still a nurse there, like, don't you worry, miss, it'll all be right, it's right, it will. I'm getting progressively more cockney as this goes on, I
She
am.
was there in the room this whole time.
I've been in the room this whole time, I am. I'm sitting by the young lady's side, I am, making sure she's alright and got plenty of crumpets and scones, she has.
Now I'm imagining, like, here's how the scene works. It's like this really dramatic scene, focus on these three characters.
And I'm
then
here
the camera
too.
pans one little bit, and then just one cockney.
I've got to claim the chimneys, I do. Chimney,
Yes, she needs to be very round too.
Oh, I am almost round. They call me Margaret Circle, they do, on account of how round I am, they do. Margaret Circle. Now she's canon.
Oh man.
Anyway, so as Sybil and Dr. Gordon sort of space out, they take their break. Sybil, you go into your room. Dr. Gordon, you go into yours. Everyone is now separate. But rules are made to be broken. So we are going to go to one POV for just a few moments. Sybil, you go into your room. Turn on the, just like a side lamp or whatever. It's not immediately apparent, but then you realize something. The little plinth where the statue of Nemesis should be is no longer empty.
What is there now?
Not a statue of a Greek goddess made of marble. Instead, what is there is a jade statue of a tortoise-shelled, grotesque monster.
And it barks at her.
That barks at you, and as you scream in terror, waking up the house.
I fucking hate my dogs.
The cats were murdering each other earlier.
Sorry, jade statue of what now?
A jade
Grotesque.
statue of a grotesque monster covered in jewels.
And blood.
You don't see any blood on it, but there are numerous rubies around the back of it, and the face is hideous. Sybil, this is a statue called the Tarrasque d'Avignon.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Is fingerprinting a thing yet?
Do you have the
No.
tools to do fingerprinting analysis?
I'm not saying I'm going to do it. I just want to know.
I believe that came around in like the 60s or 70s. Sure.
They
I think it was
Fingerprint?
earlier.
Fingerprinting was-
No, it was
No, no, no,
earlier
no,
than
I'm
that.
thinking
Fingerprint is
about
much
something else.
earlier.
I'm thinking about DNA. It's not-
they did use fingerprinting that early. It was not as widespread, but
Okay.
it's definitely a thing at that point.
Then, I mean, I understand Sybil is by herself, but she would take a look at she can see it like clearly what it is.
Yes, but at that moment, that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
She would just say, well, that's not Nemesis.
Well, that's not Nemesis. And as it freeze
Not with that
frames,
tone. Not with that tone.
and as it freeze frames, and we hear the studio audience applaud, and in like yellow letters with like a black like drop
Yeah.
shadow, it's like
Yeah.
created by Mervyn Smurvin or whatever. That's where we'll.
That's so civil.
That's
Yeah.
where we'll end. Well, no, that is actually not where we'll end. We will end with one sort of like moment of her looking at that. We will sort of in kind of the adaptation of this, the BBC version, as she stares at the statue and says, "That's not Nemesis." We cut to this kind of like abstract shot of gray, sort of some movement, and we realize as we sort of focus that we were looking at the sea in the early morning. We hear the call of a couple of gulls pull back. To see that they're landing on the rocks behind the house as the storm continues. And laying amidst those rocks is a broken body. One belonging to... And the camera cuts to black.
Oh, you bastard.
It's a man in a tuxedo.
Oh, it's not Dr. Gordon.
And he looks like an old man who's hated.
He
You can
better
just
be.
tell by looking at him, he's super hated. He
It's
just
the
has that
guy.
look.
It's Lord Course. We see Lord
Yeah.
Course's body on rocks.
Thank goodness.
The
A bad
Damn it,
time.
spoilers, man.
Fog!
I haven't seen this in the next episode yet.
This is only so he could say we've killed him by session 3. All right.
He died in session 3.
All right. To go 3 sessions without a body, come on.
I really like the idea that we all hate him so much. We're just like, oh, that's tragic. Well, should croquet or what were you guys
Yeah.
thinking today?
Okay, so now the weekend fun can start.
Literally nobody cares to investigate. It's just.
I
Does
suppose we
anyone
should
want to
call-
figure out what happened to this
What
guy?
weird.
Oh,
It
he's
was an
dead.
accident. The weather
So
is better, I
tragic.
assume. We can go and enjoy ourselves.
No, it's still raining. It's still storming pretty bad.
Oh no.
Oh, it feels sunny to me. I don't know.
Yeah,
I hope
it's
it's not
fine.
gonna
I
be
got
like-
a deck of cards. it's
I
fine.
got sunshine. I got dead guys.
Hope
I
it's
got
not gonna be like the
vengeance.
cops
Who
show
can
up.
ask for anything more?
Yeah, who can ask for anything?
We're not gonna go full weekend at Lord Course's house, right?
Yes, we should. We absolutely should. Oh my god.
Oh, no.
Get some sunglasses on the man. Cheer him up.
Just dress up in a Hawaiian shirt.
Now it's a weekend.
No, him being
Go about
dead,
your business, Lord of Course. Just go about your business.
no.
We're gonna find out who the murderer is, and we're gonna do our best to hide.
We're gonna
Give him like a
congratulate
fucking
him.
medal. Like,
We're gonna
We're gonna
congratulate
like
him.
try and keep them away from getting
Good
caught.
job.
Like,
Yeah, we give him give them alibi that they couldn't do it because they were with me at the time.
We were all
But then-
together. None of us did it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is the
guys,
most
whoever
suspicious
did that,
thing to
I'm your
ever
alibi.
say.
We were all
Actually,
together.
it was a suicide. Obviously, it's so obvious. He was very distraught. Clearly.
he bashed his own head in and jumped off the balcony. Clearly, what can't you see?
It was
Yeah.
raining outside. It was
He
clearly
raised
an
drink-
accident.
He was
47
drinking
times.
heavily. Yes, we can all attest to that.
I mean, that is reality. He was.
Yeah.
Ah, he can drink as much as he wants. I think you guys are wrong. He's a great character. Because he
You
says
just like
cool
to be.
stuff.
You just love to be evil
Yeah.
and nasty.
And he says things to people like, ha ha! The love of your life died years ago, and you've never gotten over it. My own child.
he is cartoonishly evil.
Cool guy. Guys, thank you so much for playing this. Also, thank you so much for watching. We hope that you enjoyed our Agatha Christie soaked, weird kind of this murder mystery with no magic. The pace of this is clearly like kind of very like slow and deliberate. I think now that there's a murder to solve, they'll be like, yeah, we're really gonna investigate this. Oh darn, we better find.
I like the idea that we go about our weekend and Philip's literally just like, hey, look, there's a clue in the corner, guys.
Well, I like the idea. It's amusing that you guys have basically gotten this because I made such a jerk as a victim. This effectively got to like the equivalent of modern day D&D players, where the intention of this is whatever the murder is, solve it. Like in old school D&D games, it's
Yeah.
like you've come upon a dungeon, and the player's like,
Go
"No,
in."
we will therefore investigate it." And now
Yeah.
it's like you come upon a dungeon, and the players are like, "Okay, well, how does this connect to my 12-page backstory?
All right, but
Why do
how
I
much
give a
loot do I
shit?
realistically think is going to be in there? Because if
How
it's-
much will be
if
in
it's-
there?"
If there's no,
Yeah.
legendary magic item, I'm not going in.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's
we'd
no
rather
loot.
just go carouse. Can we just do the carousing rules? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just imagine, like,
Yeah.
Let's go
whoever the
dinosaur
murderer
racing.
is,
Let's go dinosaur.
he's all going around, just, okay, I hope
We
they don't
can
find it,
do
and they're
that.
all,
We'll
then
seance now.
everyone just ignores every single clue. It's like, okay.
Oh, the seance.
Easiest
I
murder
really enjoyed
ever?
that
I wish we
seance,
had
Jeremy.
gone
Thanks a
dinosaur
lot for
racing.
doing that. That was delightful.
No problem. absolutely had no idea what I was doing.
No, it was great. And I love how whatever a seance needs is a real asshole being like, no, get the ghost to make my daughter cry.
Yeah.
There's some real heckler at the stand-up comedian's energy. Boo! Get some better material, Immortaliven.
Oh my god.
No, he's dealt with hecklers. This was much worse than hecklers.
Like, as much as like hecklers, like there's something so funny about don't heckle. Like, first of all, don't go to a stand-up comedian. That's just a dumb thing to do. But like, if you do it, like, don't heckle. That's rude. But there's a certain kind of heckling that like isn't mean-spirited. It's just like flatly answering all rhetorical questions. I genuinely think is a really funny. If a stand-up's like, you ever been dating a girl? No. And you're like, you like throw off the rhythm. Well, so like, you ever been like with like a girl and like things are getting intimate? No, I haven't.
What's the deal with airline food? I like airline food.
I've seen that,
It's
but
good.
certain comedians are pretty good at dealing with that
Yeah.
because they've had that happen.
This guy's a real
'Cause that's-
loser. I am.
That's
yes,
pretty
I am.
much nothing new to a comedian.
I don't know. I understand what you're saying, but I really feel like there's a way to do it where everything is like so flat and guileless. Oh, I really like it.
Yeah.
Anyway. Well, good times, everybody.
Good times are had by all. Anyway.
Except for Lord Course. Well, actually, he had a good time.
Thank
Actually,
goodness.
Lord Course is the only one who had a good time at that seance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for watching. Please go to our About page to see all the cool stuff our players do. Go to our Discord to like read recaps of these things and interact with everyone there. We have a game on Friday. It's called Blood from a Stone. It's a horror game. It's gonna be another it's gonna be in Rocket Base again this week, and it's gonna have an interesting vibe. On Sunday, we have a Star Wars one-shot called Ray of Light. Not spelled how it sounds. Well, it is spelled how it sounds, not spelled the first way you're thinking. Think Star Wars, it's the second way. R-E-Y. Okay, anyway, we got a one-shot. It's called Ray of Light. That's on Sunday at 7:30. On Monday, we actually might be dark, or we might just do another weird Just Chatting. Since yesterday's Just Chatting just resulted in another one-shot I have to announce. A week from Sunday, we have a one-shot called the 18th Annual Nathor Life Day Pageant and Fireworks Spectacular, presented by Mrs. Got It's Got It. This is going to be an interesting game, so please come check that out. I've invited every player who's ever been on the channel, and so far everyone said no, so it might just be me by myself. So yes, please come and enjoy that with us a week from Sunday, and then come back a week from today to check out Chapter 4 of Murder by Murder, now that we finally got some murders going on. Anybody else have anything to say? Am I forgetting something?
No, I actually have to get going, so I'm just.
Oh my god! Well, then in that case,
let's wrap it up now.
This is the wrap-up single. Well, in that case, everybody, thank you so much for watching. It's been so fun. Until next time, the game is afoot.
Woohoo.